Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Magda, and as you may know from the previous video, this channel is gonna a little bit transform. So today we're gonna talk about the challenge that I have set up on the Instagram. It will follow up here on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok. And this challenge, basically, I called it 75 Magda, but it's kind of based on 75 hard and 75 short. But the idea is that I will show my everyday life based on this challenge. I will show in a hopefully less than 1 minute video every day, and I will post it here how it's going. And the idea basically is that working on yourself takes time, and if you ever for sure you achieved something in your life, but it doesn't matter if it's going to be health journey, fitness journey, learning for school, or I don't know, changing your mindset, or believing in something else, or working on relationships or friends. Everything takes time. You cannot just have it from one day to another. And I think the best way to do it is just to find a habit, find a way of living, like whatever you're gonna do, turn it into your lifestyle, not just for a period of usually 30 days. That's why I preferred much more 75. It's 2.5 months, so it gives you a little bit more of what changes you can get in life. You see bigger changes, but my idea is also to get kind of like bonuses in between. I will decide if it's gonna be 15, 30, 60 days, how is it going to be? It's not decided yet, but the idea is to kind of reward yourself with things, because we tend to forget, and I think I've done it for most of my life, that I forgot to really reward myself. And the moment I realized it was when I was actually graduating from my master's degree in Italy, and they celebrate so much that they graduated. They do the party, the celebration at university is already huge. Meanwhile, in Poland, where I'm from, for my bachelor's degree, we actually had a picture alone next to the whatever it's important place at your university that students do the picture of their thesis. Someone will congratulate you. I mean, I did a trip to Paris to visit my brother, but I wouldn't say it was really reward for graduating. It was more summer's approaching, let's have a trip. But yeah, maybe in Poland you would get like a dinner with family or something like this, but it wouldn't be something big. In Italy, they celebrated big. So yeah, I think it's also very important to reward yourself, to celebrate things in your life. And I tried to kind of put it in my life during the last few years, and I think this challenge will also help me to do it. So why self-improvement takes time, and why is it actually worth taking time? As I mentioned in a previous video, last year I focused more on my mental view on life, what I want to do, what I don't want to do, how to say no, who I want in my life, how I want people to see me and how I see people, what makes me feel good, what makes me feel bad, more from like feelings, thoughts, emotions perspective. And honestly, it took good few months for me to get there. And it's not only to get there, it was also to, like, I don't want to say convince myself, but it was also really important that I will believe it. And one of the ways to convince yourself is to believe in what you want to do. It's first of all realizing if really you want to do it, what are your like ideas behind it, why you want to do it. Second of all, set your clear goals. I don't really like for personal goals too much the smart way of setting goals, but I just like to have it written down. And already writing it down, I think it's half of the success. Like, not even writing it down, deciding what is your goal, it's half of the success. Where you want to be next year, where you want to be in 5 years, what would you like to achieve in the first quarter or like in a whole year, it's already half of the success. Making a vision board is an amazing way to visualize it. Thinking about it a lot, but not in a way of this is a dream, it's inaccessible, I don't know how I'm gonna get there. No, it should be more in a manifesting affirmation way. You should do it in a present sense. Even if you set up the goals, you, for example, want to be a content creator, you can put I am successful content creator, and more precise you are, probably better it's gonna get. I am laughing that last year I manifested a lot of things in my life that include a promotion at work, my mindset, people in my life, and yeah, it really changes your outlook, but that's a longer story. Anyways, it's difficult to get into a thing if you give up after a week. And also it's difficult to get into a thing if you're doing something drastically, you're adding to yourself 5 or 10 different things and you're just lost. You just kind of slowly like drown yourself down because you're not doing what you like, and you're, for example, cut out sugar and started to exercise every day for 1 hour, doing cardio 5 times per week and cutting down on calories, and on top of it being at work for 10 hours because you also realize you want to do something with your career, and that's the way to do, in your opinion. No, that's gonna drain you down and it's not sustainable, and yeah, this is not a way to do it. You need your time to step by step do things. And what is also very important is that 1 day or 2 days of slacking is not a setback. I'm a woman, and if you're a woman as well, I have the days of the month that I just don't want to do anything. I just feel like a potato, and honestly, that's a day to just relax and not push and go to the gym. But then there are other days that I'm just lazy, and it's very important to realize which days are which. Are you lazy, or are you actually feeling incapable of doing something? Are you sore because you went to the gym and you pushed yourself too hard and you need a rest day of, I don't know, maybe doing yoga or just meditating? Or you're just lazy because you didn't like the workout of yesterday? So it's really important to kind of weigh yourself. What is the, I don't want to say balance, because it's also important to push yourself to get somewhere, in my opinion, but somewhere to understand 1 or 2 days are not going to change anything. And as I said, it is not instant to get the progress, and we all know it. And for me, the biggest shift was mindset shift. I recently heard on a podcast that actually a lot of people get influenced to shift their mindset after reading personal development books, or listening to podcasts, or having some type of document that proves, a study or experiment that proves that this and this affects you in this and this way. For example, what happened to me very in my unconscious mind is that my mom told me, Christmas of 2023, so a year ago, my mom told me that when you click a snooze button that you've heard on radio or on the news, whatever, when you hit a snooze button on your alarm, the 5, 10, 15 minutes that you snoozed, you sleep much worse. You kind of restart the cycle of sleeping, and you don't do 90 minutes that it's the cycle. You're kind of putting yourself in a position that you're actually more tired than if you would wake up with the first alarm. And for whatever reason, it hit me. I was like, okay, maybe it's time to stop pushing the snooze alarm. And you know what? Last year, I think it was even less than 5 times that I hit the snooze button on my alarm. And I don't see such a huge difference, because in the end, I end up this 15 minutes in a bed awake instead of being asleep. But yeah, I never had problems with sleeping. But that's something that it was just one thing that my mom said. And yeah, it just worked for me. So apparently it's also very good to get different resources, hear from experts or people who've done something, to get motivated to see the changes in life. And where am I going with all of that? So I've decided to do a challenge for myself, but share it with you, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that I will call 75 Magda. Why 75 Magda? Because it's neither 75 hard, neither 75 soft. If you don't know what is 75 hard, it's basically kind of like a schedule that should improve your life dramatically, and it should be 2 workouts per day of 45 minutes, from which one has to be outside. Follow a diet, any diet, drink 1 gallon of water, so 4 liters around of water. Read a personal development book, not really personal development. Read a book that is not fiction, 10 pages a day. Stop drinking alcohol, and I think that's it. Oh, and take a picture every day of yourself to see the changes. And that's supposed to change your life dramatically. And probably it does. Just realistically speaking, for me, doing 45 minutes twice a day of workout, from which one is outside, that would be a huge jump. It's honestly something that I already know I will fail by week 2 or week 1. I would just get bored of it. It's also January, the weather is terrible, and it's not something that you want to be outside. So I created my own list that it's kind of similar to 75 soft, but I added a few of my points, and let me read it for you. So the first one is move your body at least 30 minutes a day. That will account for yoga, Pilates, gym, whatever I will decide to do. I'm really into reformer Pilates right now. I'm also doing yoga teacher training, so I will do a lot of yoga. So I don't think that will be super unachievable. I would like to also track my progress based on how flexible and how straight is my back, my posture, rather than from weight perspective or something like this. Maybe I will take a measurement of myself. I haven't decided yet, but even if I do, I don't know if I will share it with you. That's undecided. However, I want to see my progress more in a physical appearance, but not weight-wise, but how I look, that my back is more straight, that I'm not closing my shoulders. I would like to see that I continue to not have a back pain, that I am stronger on day-to-day basis. So I don't know, going 2 floors upstairs with my groceries will take less of my breath away and stuff like this. But I think it's very important, and I never done it before, but I think it's very important to actually follow your journey somewhere with someone, have a before and after, just for you to also kind of be rewarded. But as I said, I would much more prefer to see how my posture changes. I'm not really on the weight loss journey, and I just want to feel better with my body. So 30 minutes of moving your body a day, then minimum 10 minutes of reading. I'm not going to do self-development books because I don't think it's always the best thing to do. I listen to a few podcasts. I have few self-development books. I have some books that are non-fiction. I have some fiction books. I have a lot of books to read. I don't know if it's going to be 10 minutes, 30 minutes, minimum 10 minutes of reading. That's also for my focus to go back. I will do another video how I already kind of brought back my focus, but this is one of the things. Then next point would be hydration. That I don't really see as a problem because I already hydrate quite well, between 2.5 and 3 liters per day. So I'm going to set it there. I don't want to do 4 liters because I think it's an enormous amount of water when I don't do so much cardio, which is also to be improved, but I don't want to slap myself in the face on the first day and say to myself, go run. No. So as I said, little steps by steps, but all of this for now are achievable. Number 4, it's following a wellness meal plan, more focusing on the whole foods, focusing on protein intake, focusing on fiber. These things are very important. At least for me, I feel much better. I have much stronger when I do have proteins around 90 per day, but that's roughly. I never do proper macros, so it's just more or less estimating. And the same with fiber. I just have to introduce colorful vegetables in my diet again. I used to do it for most of last year. Then it was Christmas. Now I'm reintroducing it and it feels good. So I will continue it. That does not mean that I will not have ever chips or sweets or anything like this. I don't like to restrict myself to this. I want to just feel good. And I know that food that makes me feel good, it's slightly higher protein intake and fiber. And of course, whole foods. Less processed food, better I feel. So, and that applies to, I would say, everyone or most of the people. Next thing is I would like to journal or do affirmations. I gave myself these 2 options because just sometimes you don't feel like journaling or the journal prompt is very short. But yeah, I would like to do this every day, and my brother kind of helped me with it. He didn't know it's gonna come up, but he helped me by buying me actually a journal for Christmas. So yeah. And then the last very important part is I would like to get a fresh air every day. That's mindfully walking, that's walking to work, that's walking to gym. Doesn't matter. I want to get a fresh air for like at least 15 minutes a day, which would be walk somewhere, or ideally I would like to have a mindful walk in a park. But I know that in January it will be difficult. So again, I'm not gonna hunt myself for this. Then additional point with a little asterisk is that lately I've been feeling terrible after alcohol. So there is a no alcohol policy of 75 hard. Me personally, I felt lately, for last few months, I've had terribly after alcohol. I've decided that this year I will definitely slow down. And slowing down means I basically don't drink alcohol. But with an asterisk again. For example, last weekend we were friends and they were drinking spritz, and they were drinking it with another, it was not Aperol spritz, it was like some typical from Genova alcohol that my friend brought from Genova. I had a sip of alcohol from my boyfriend's glass. So I don't find it as breaking rules. Me personally, again, it's 75 Magda, it's not 75 hard or 75 soft. And yeah, and I hope you're going to join me in this journey. I hope you're going to see how we grow together. Maybe you want to join me not only by watching, but also by doing it with me. Feel free to do it. Maybe I'll motivate you to do some changes in your life. I think that this journey does not seem to be too difficult. What I can tell you is that at the beginning of 2024, I don't remember exactly which month, one of the influencers from Poland that I follow, she did 75 hard. And I said, oh, no, that's terrible. That's so difficult to do. How is she even capable of doing it? You know what I realized at the end of last year? That that's not that difficult. Because I did started to work out. I did started to eat in a certain way. It's not really diet, but in a certain way that makes me feel good. And yeah, the biggest, it's like, as I said, for me, it's time-wise, 45 minutes twice a day, workouts that are not one after another, because that's also part of the deal. Not even 45-minute workout. That's easy. Like, I'm going for Pilates, I have my yoga, I have my back exercises. This is not a problem. The problem is 45 minutes outside with the weather we have here. Probably at some point of the challenge, I will push myself. However, not at the beginning. I don't want to do it at the beginning. I don't want to feel miserable. And also, very important part of the challenge of 75 hard that I don't like is the moment you fail the day, you have to restart it from the beginning. I don't want to feel like I failed because I did 2.4 liters of water instead of 2.5, or I felt really sick on first day of my period and I didn't go outside to walk, or I didn't do 45-minute workout. You know what I mean? I don't want to restrict it to myself. But if you want to, feel free. And that would be it, basically. That's how I want to welcome you in this new journey with me. I hope you will enjoy it. Feel free to relax on my channel and follow with me how it's going. So now, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. That helps me a lot to grow my channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to my channel. This channel will change from living abroad to, I'm still living abroad, but from living abroad content to lifestyle wellness content, just to bring your vibrations up to have a better life. So if you're interested in it, subscribe to my channel. And yeah, that would be it for today. Enjoy the shorts, and if you want to subscribe to other social media, feel free to do it. You have it in the description box, and I'll see you in the next video.